Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and I'm back. Well, I mean, technically I never left. I really just only took like a 1 day break, slash I kind of had to take a temporary hiatus because my computer ended up getting a virus. I explained that in the video that I uploaded yesterday, so if you guys want to see the full story on that, you guys can check out the link in the description. I'll provide a link so that way you guys can go check it out if you want to. Or you can just end up going to my YouTube channel and finding it manually, but I will provide you with a link in case you guys are a little bit more on the lazy side like I am. So anyways, I'm back from my sort of temporary hiatus. I didn't necessarily want to do it, but I had to get that taken care of. The virus wasn't really that hard to get rid of. It was just more tedious and annoying than anything. And I ended up getting rid of it, so that's good. I had to do a factory reset on my computer. But luckily my dad was able to actually reinstall things while I was at work for me, so that was really nice, so thank you to my dad, because he was the only reason why I was able to upload this tonight, so that way you guys can see it today. So anyways, other than that, let's talk about the topic that I want to talk about for today's video. So the main topic that I want to talk about for today's video is about why I'm really excited for the games that are coming out this year in 2018, because the last few years for video games, we've had peak games. Like one game will come out and it will just blow up instantly and people play it for a long time, and then the other games are either mediocre or just kind of the huge. Like, you know, we will always get a Call of Duty every single year type of huge. We'll get a Halo every few years type of huge. We'll get a Battlefield game every few years or so. But the thing is, though, is the way that this year is working out to be, this is going to be probably the best year for gaming we've seen in a long time. I would say that 2014 was a really bad year for video games, and same thing with also 2015. There were some good games that were released in there, don't get me wrong, there was plenty of good games that came out those years, but I feel like that the last few years or so, we've been very fluctuating when it comes to like game quality and like game game power or whatever. Like there's one game that will just blow up and there will be nothing else that will be popular for a while, and then it will just kind of rinse and repeat. We don't really have competition necessarily, and now we're starting to get that more and more again with games, because these big names, these big companies, you know, like EA, Activision, all those guys are releasing their big AAA titles like Call of Duty, Battlefield, you know, Destiny, Halo, you know, all that stuff, and all these games are coming out at the exact same time pretty much, because this year we're going to be getting Black Ops 4 for the Call of Duties. I think we're getting a new Battlefield game. I heard that's rumored to be Battlefield World War II, which would be kind of cool. Or there's also rumors saying that it'd be Battlefield 5, which I'm also okay with, because Battlefield 4, in my opinion, is one of the better the Battlefields. I think it's the best Battlefield. Battlefield 4 is like Black Ops 2 for Battlefield, so that's pretty cool how we might see a Battlefield 5 or a Battlefield World War II. I'm not really against either or. I'm not necessarily the biggest Battlefield guy, but I'm okay with it. I think there's a chance there might be a Halo out again this year. I'm not exactly 100% sure on that, but I think that Halo 5 came out in 2015 or 16. It was one of the two of them. I think it came out in 2016, but I might be wrong on that. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But Halo usually ends up coming out every few years or so. And then Fortnite is just blowing up like crazy, and that game is just not looking like it's going to be stopping anytime soon. Fortnite is the #1 game in the whole entire world. I mean, I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys recently. I think I did, but just in case I didn't, and also for the people that didn't necessarily hear me say it in the previous video, if I did, it actually surpassed Minecraft recently in terms of YouTube. Like, it's the #1 game that beat Minecraft, and Minecraft was the #1 game on YouTube for several years, ever since it came out on console about 6 years ago now. So it's been like really crazy for what Fortnite and Epic is doing, so congrats to them. We also have Red Dead Redemption 2 that's coming out by Rockstar. We're gonna get a Rockstar game again finally. You know, with GTA 5 starting to die down, it's been, you know, a plentiful game, don't get me wrong, but the game definitely is old. It's still nice to see that there's people on there, but I would like to see another Rockstar game finally, and it looks like we're gonna be getting that with Red Dead 2. I played the original Red Dead. I couldn't necessarily get into Red Dead because I preferred GTA, and when I got my Xbox 360 back in 2012, all the games that I got on were towards the end of like the Xbox 360's life cycle, and so a lot of the games that ended up coming out for Xbox 360 were like the last installments for like last gen, you know, types of games, or that was the current gen back in the day, or they were starting to get ported by like third parties because everyone was moving over to the Xbox One, and it just really wasn't a good time for me. So I either got games late when I got my 360 because they've been out for a couple years, or that's when like the games were starting to swap over to next gen and they were ported over by third parties and had a last gen version, or it was just like the last big game releases for that time. Because the only Call of Duty that I had, well, technically 2 Call of Duties, because Ghost on last gen wasn't that bad. There was only like, I think Ground War's missing and that's it. But Ghost and Black Ops 2 were the only CODs that I played in their life cycle on Xbox 360. Like the first life cycle they ever had. And then I believe I also played Halo Reach like about a year after it came out, like maybe 1 year, but like it was also I believe the same year it came out. I think Halo Reach came out in 2012 if I'm not mistaken. So I think I played Halo Reach back in its life cycle too as well. And then you know, a couple of other games, but really like for the most part I was playing games out of their cycle, so I never got to have that experience with Red Dead. GTA, I had a little bit more leeway because even though I got GTA later, it was still within the same year that it came out for the most part, so that was pretty cool. And I'm really looking forward to another Rockstar game in general, like as a whole. And just it keeps going and going and going, man. We have these big games coming out. Like we have tons and tons of titles coming out. It's gonna be like a complete and utter just cluster bleep of just video game releases, which will be fun because that means we'll have tons of variety and we're not gonna have to deal with just like 1, maybe 2 games at max being just the dominant games, because it's either like you like one game or you just don't like any game, because like it's getting to the point now with video games, or at least it was, where like I said, things were just not being able to compete properly. It would be like a big known name and then some other like little games. I mean, sure, they're big names, but they're not nearly as big. Like for example, here's something that you can compare. You could have like, let's say Pepsi and Coke, right? And let's say that Pepsi and Coke are like Battlefield and Call of Duty in this sense, and then we have a third option where it's an off-brand drink that's supposed to be similar to Pepsi and Coke, but it's not Pepsi and Coke, and it's trying to advertise itself to you. And like, let's say this is some random other game that's coming out, this random drink, and why would you choose that random drink when you could choose Pepsi or Coke because they're well-known names? Like, why would you choose you know, the third-party random thing that you've heard nobody talk about before and you're uncertain because there's never been any positive or past reviews about it, when you could just go with what you know? That's what I'm getting at here, basically. But we did take a chance on some companies. In fact, that's how Epic, you know, got Fortnite going, because Epic Games with Fortnite, that only just came out September of last year, and people gave it a chance and it worked. It clicked. It just did. And then there's some other games that just don't work, like Battlefront 2. That was a complete and utter just catastrophe. That's the reason why we still have these loot box problems. To a certain degree, I'm glad that happened, because recently Belgium actually outlawed. I said that so southern. I can never end up doing a commentary without stuttering, so I hope you guys at least get a laugh at my stuttering and my somehow apparently southern accent I've somehow managed to form. Anyway, but anyways, let's get back to the commentary, fillers. But yeah, the game should be really good this year. I'm really looking forward to the releases. Is there a particular release that you guys were looking forward to? Because I tend to upload a lot of things on my channel, and you guys do, you know, say like what you end up enjoying and what you end up like playing. I've heard plenty of you guys talk in the comment section how you enjoy this particular game or this particular installment in a game or these companies' games. Like, let me know. Are you excited for any particular games this year? Are you excited for any type of, like, you know, DLC that's adding on for just games that maybe came out only recently but they're going to keep getting content, like Fortnite? I'm probably going to be looking forward to the new Call of Duty if it ends up actually working out and, you know, playing well, because I do like Treyarch games. I'm just a little bit worried about it. I would love to see a new Battlefield game, and Rockstar, that's going to be amazing. A Rockstar game is always a big release, and it's the only company that can ever seem to beat Call of Duty. I think it's really going to be a 3-way tie this year for best game of the year between Red Dead, Fortnite, and Call of Duty. I really think it's going to be a 3-way tie. There's no way that this is going to be like a landslide for either of these guys. These three have to work, because Rockstar has managed to beat Call of Duty every single time that they release a big title. Like when Call of Duty Ghosts came out alongside GTA that year, GTA was the game of the year, and Call of Duty only got second. And with Fortnite being as popular as it is, they have a fairly good chance too, even though that the game is free. So I'm really expecting a three-way tie for Game of the Year between Fortnite, Rockstar's Red Dead 2, and then Black Ops 4. I think it's going to be a absolute fun year of games, guys, and I'm really looking forward to it. So anyways, I hope you ended up enjoying the commentary. Let me know what you think, once again, in the comment section down below. I hope you guys ended up enjoying the commentary. If you did, I really appreciate if you could drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you later. Peace out, everybody.